Hello and welcome. It's Jelly Cube and I'm here on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia. Okie doke. Today I'm going back in time to 2 years ago when I first started, and I think this was very similar to the very first video that I ever put out. So I'm using 2 drops of the Helmar silicone in these particular colours, which I have not used silicone very often now because I just used a good dash of Floetrol with my pouring medium, and it seems to give me nice lacy results. So I'm going back because this is what I used to do when I started. So we'll see how this one turns out. Let's just add in 2 drops, that's all, of silicone to my colours. So I'll explain the colours as I go along and explain the process. So I've got a bit of white pre-mixed up in here, and I put a couple of marbles in the bottom of my container because it just helps the paint mix, as you can hear. So I am going to use that. I'm going to use some leftover colours, and I'm literally going to do what I used to do, which is kind of do the wiggles all over my canvas with my different colours. So that is turquoise, and this one was called Tahiti. So it's like the turquoise but a watered down. These are global impasto paints, so lovely paints. Pouring medium, and the recipe is in the drop down box if you're looking for that. So this is basically wiggles, the wiggles art, because I'm wiggling all over the canvas, literally. And then I'm going to go, this was called Turquoise Beach. So this one is sort of, very bluey, but it's called Turquoise Beach and it's from Global. So Global paints are the paints that I used to use right at the beginning of my pouring journey, and then went on to Montmartre, which I still use and love Montmartre too. I just find that they sometimes have nicer special colours in the Global, but the paint quality seems equally as good. So this is the, I think it is called Haze. This one is Haze, and then I have another one here which is called just the Lilac. So yes, plenty of paint going on here. So it's kind of interesting. Now I'm not sure whether I might leave this for my swipe colour, maybe. Maybe I'll put a bit in because I've got an actual darker navy there that I can use for my swipe. So this is phthalo blue, and it's always nice to have a contrast in there, unless you want it to be very muted, and then obviously don't. So this is just straight out phthalo. So it almost looks like a Jackson Pollock, where he did this style, kind of throwing all his paints onto the canvas. This is just my white. I'm going to put in a good dash of white, and then I'm going to tilt the paint around, which I think it's what helps the nice effects in it. Okie doke. So it's just gently tilting the canvas so the paint slowly, covers all of your blank bits on the canvas. Just nice and slow though, you don't want it getting into like a big muddy mess or anything. So just do it nice and slow. Yeah, so just take this time, just relax and enjoy it. Don't get stressed out by it. Remember, it's only paint. Those colours are just beautiful together. So recenter your paint again and just continue on with your tilting off. So there's plenty enough paint on there to tilt so I can get it all over the covering the whole canvas. That's my dog's barking. Obviously somebody's down by my gate. Beautiful colours, beautiful colours. Look at those, absolutely gorgeous. I really like those. I know that some people find that just this kind of art, just tilting your paint, and is, you know, to their liking. So if you like that, you don't need to go any further. Easy peasy. Just going to try and get over in that corner. Now recenter it so you haven't got all the paint sitting in one area. There we go. So I hope that's back in frame again. Lovely colours. Lovely, lovely colours. Just going to grab a cloth, which I've got now. So we'll go back in time where I just used to do the swipe. So I've got this really dark navy, which is custom colour that I make out of phthalo blue. A blob of black and a blob of very dark green makes a lovely navy colour. So here we go. I'm going to do a centre swipe. You don't really need much of your swipe colour either, just a very little bit. And then I get a piece of soft plastic file divider. These are found at Officeworks or stationery shops. And they're great because you can just keep reusing them, wash them and reuse them. Oh, those ocean colours. I've got a bit of a goober thing in there, but that's absolutely fine. Mixed media. We'll sort that out soon. Just the very tip of the canvas. Let it just drop into the paint, and then just a nice, slow, easy swipe. I'm going to turn this around rather than try to, well, I suppose that would be easier to swipe it that way, wouldn't it? Yeah, okie doke. Let's see, might just put a little bit more of the navy down. Just wipe your swipey tool off in between your swipes so as it doesn't have the paint still on it and make it muddy for the next swipe. Missed a bit there, but that's absolutely fine. It doesn't really make much difference to have a bit that's odd. I like odd bods. So, wow. There you go. I'm just going to go over it with a heat one now. And Beautiful. Now, you could just leave this exactly as it is if you chose to do so, but I am not going to do that, of course, she said. I will just add a bit of colour. So I'm going to add the red, and I'm going to add it on an angle, so be just like this. So that's the red. I'm going to put some yellow in there, nice bright yellow. Actually, that's a little bit thin. Oof. And what I probably will need to do is go away and leave this to dry off a little, and then come back. So I'm going to just give it a whack with the dryer. Well, my heat wand. Going into quite big, sort of odd looking cells, not like what I used to get, complete clusters, but I'm using a different pouring medium than I used to use back then. But I might have a week where I go back and try this. I'm going to blow a balloon up and just check if it's ready. I mean, no, I'm going to leave this. I'm going to go and have a cuppa for half an hour. I'm going to leave this so the paint goes off a little bit and absorbs into the canvas. And then I'm going to come back and do some balloon embellishments with it. Okay, I've only left this about 20 minutes and it doesn't really look any drier. But it's getting quite late in the afternoon and quite cold, so I thought I won't leave it any longer because the weather being so cold. Oh, that's sort of gone a bit not how I really would like it. But I'll push on with it and see if I can get anything nice out of this. It's beautiful. Yes, I have definitely pushed the balloon in on canvas from here. It's just that I'm not doing that today. So yeah, if you want to transfer your balloon kisses that you've just done on here, that's on your balloon, onto another canvas, then it's absolutely a great thing to do. And get a nice painting out of that too. But yeah, if you leave it a little while and the paint becomes a little tacky, you seem to get some nice, nicer effects. Especially if you're a beginner and you're sort of struggling to get the balloon kisses, it's an easier way of achieving them. And to change the size of your balloon, now I've done those big balloon kisses, so really if I went in again it might muddy it up, so I'm going to just wipe my balloon off. Put that aside, and then I'll just transfer over to a smaller balloon. And this is just it's an ordinary size balloon. It's just got a little bit of water in it to add some weight, and it sort of puts a nice center in there, in your flower-like effect in there. So that's, I mean, you can do whatever you choose. Like I say before, it's your artwork, your rules, your way. So don't listen too much to criticism of other people. It's quite easy to criticize other people when they're not doing it themselves. So just push on with your work and let it be your work and your style. These little balloon kisses always come out very pleasant, but as you see, the paint is still very wet at the moment. So definitely, if you are a beginner to balloon kisses, which is these little effects that you get by pushing the balloon into your paint, then walk away from it and leave it, because you definitely get better effects from paint that has dried off a bit and gone almost a little bit tacky. So I'm going to get rid of as it dries off, I can come back and you know, push my balloon into anywhere, like those like odd looking cells I've got there, just this little tiny balloon, then changes them into something that looks a little bit nicer than what they are at present. Yeah, it's sort of gone a bit blobby, so I think I need to go back to the actual pouring medium recipe that I used to use to get my jelly clusters, as I used to call them. So I'm just gonna, just for a try anyway, but going over with this little balloon in those ugly sort of misshaped cells is bringing something nicer out. So it's kind of, what is it, making a pig's ear out of a sow's purr, or sow's ear out of a pig's purr, oh I don't know, whatever you say. But you can get some really lovely effects from balloon, whether you roll the balloon, you swirl the balloon. It's certainly a great tool to use. But that's pretty. I just wanted a lovely band of colour in there. It's got crazy cells, I know, but I think that's going to dry quite nice. It's just got a lovely little band in there of colour standing out. So I hope you like this. I'm definitely going to wait till it dries off and then I'll put some photos on for you and just let me know what you think. So you take care for now, people. Don't feel sad and lonely. If you are, ring a friend, ring a helpline. There's always someone there to help you. Keep yourself busy. Go for a walk, do some gardening, or paint. It's such a lovely pastime. So wishing you people well till tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, I appreciate. So cheerio for now. Oh, here we are a little bit closer. You can see some of the lovely effects. Oh, looks like a funny little face in there. So as you see, it's really come out quite nice, and I'm expecting it will dry lovely like this. So very happy with that one. But I'm definitely going to go back and try my old pouring medium recipe, just to old time's sake. Hey, look at that. It's, yeah, pretty. It always amazes me, even after all this time, the effects you get with a balloon can be different every time. Just depends, you know, on your actual paint consistency of the day, I guess. But really, really happy with that. So there's fairies and fireflies and all things happening in there. So I hope you really like that one. I do. It was yeah, going back to basics, how I used to do it. So bye for now.